we're still going live. We are live.
Dude, I have
Hello,
not done
everyone.
this for a really long time. I have no idea what button I set up for my undo. So this will be-
Anyways, hello, everybody. Welcome to another exciting episode of Episode 0. I am joined by these horribly handsome men. As I, Warren Thompson, creator of the shitty webcomic Dead Star, hosts tonight. So, guys, before you introduce yourselves, you guys pick the order, of course. Tell me, what is your favorite time of the day?
Ooh.
What?
Ooh,
Your
that's an
favorite
interesting
time
one.
of the day? Yo, my favorite time of the day is morning. Anything before 11, anything after 6, when the sun just fucking rise up and everything's so bright and you're like, it's gonna be a good day today. And that cold breeze comes in, like, yeah, that's it. That's right
Absolutely.
there.
You know what's funny about that? I actually completely 100% agree with Tony for once in my life.
Wow!
And amazingly, I totally disagree. I do not like mornings.
We have lots of opinions here.
Yeah, my favorite time of day is around the 4 p.m. region. You know, everything's middled out. You know, you hear all the hustle and bustle. I don't know. It adds a new layer of focus to my work.
About 20 minutes after 4 there.
That's a good one.
20 minutes after 4, this is extremely specific.
420 play.
There we go.
Was it a 420 joke?
So
Yeah, I think it
guys,
was.
Yo, Warren, how do you make a brush in Photoshop?
well, we'll come to you guys next week.
No, I just needed
Tony,
to
Brad.
paper to be hard.
By the
I
way,
can't find that place.
links to Barrage be in the description below.
Yes, if you have trouble with your brushes, please hashtag barrage at anything, and you'll find us. I swear.
Anyway, back to the introductions.
Anyways, guys.
No, seriously.
Tony, we can answer that after the introduction.
I can totally do that after, but I'm on the spot right now because there's so many ways to do it. I mean.
Fine, all right, fine. No.
Anyways, guys, today we're coming to you with a plethora of topics for all of you. All right, freshly baked from our imaginations. I don't know the order we're gonna do this. Does someone have a question? Because usually when we answer questions, we usually get the ball rolling. Anyone has any questions?
Yeah, who is everyone here? Because we still haven't done introductions.
Oh, I thought we introduced ourselves.
No.
All right. Well, as I introduced again, woo, this is a shit show. Anyways, my name is Warren Thompson. I am a webcomic creator, like many of you, and yeah, I like to draw. I'll share my Instagram stuff after the hangout. All right, next.
Sure. I am Shinguamito, and I am an art guy. You can pretty much find me on DeviantArt, Instagram, and YouTube under the name Shinguamito.
Yo, my name is Antonio. You could probably find my stuff in the link, Instagram link below, maybe, possibly, and yeah, that's pretty much it.
I guess I'm Eric, I think. Not entirely sure. I'm a noted nobody. Just a little insignificant percent in the cogs in the machine. You can usually be found around Franklin's stop on Paco.
That's a good one too.
Exact locations, man. This is why we have Eric on the show.
It's absolutely gorgeous. So everyone, I think I'll start off with the first topic today, which is budgets.
Before we go into budgets, I'm sorry, Warren.
Oh, hit him with the. I don't know.
I just wanted to ask. So, Eric, you introduced yourself, but what exactly do you do? What type of creative work do you do?
Murder. Murder is my art. Usually, you can find the corpses of my murders on 8th Street and stop. The one right after Ben Franklin's stop.
What?
Lots of murder.
Lots of murder.
And speaking of murder, currently I'm working on The Murder with my pal Amit.
Yes, a webcomic that we are working on. He is the writer and I am the illustrator.
You tell him.
But yeah, I like to dabble with writing. But that's secondary to my murders.
There, my question's answered. Now go ahead, Warren.
Absolutely wonderful. Oh, and for your entertainment tonight, Our local Antonio Dela Cruz will be drawing for all of you. Tony, do you mind sharing what you're drawing tonight?
I am drawing my two characters of my soon to be coming out webcomics for your entertainment and pleasure.
You hit him with. Please throw him tips, ladies and gentlemen. You know he's really good at stuffing your dollar bills down his bra. Anyway, tonight's topic. All right, are we missing anything? All right.
Nope.
Now, it can be argued that money makes the world go round. So, ladies and gentlemen, tonight, what do you think of budgets? And I'm not talking about school budgets for the barbecues or what have you. I'm talking about budgets for anime, favorite cartoons, etc. And one thing that got me thinking of when we were talking about doing this topic for future podcasts would be like, just because an anime show or anything like that has a high budget or a low budget, does that automatically make it good or bad? Like, regardless of that. What do you guys think of that?
I would ultimately say, because more looking at the movies, there's a lot of really shitty B movies out there that have absolutely no budgets whatsoever. And occasionally it really shows. But every so often you just see this really just shoddy movie that just has a lot of brilliant ideas. It has a lot of brilliant like moments here and there. They're usually funny as hell. So like I would have to say, in general, I don't think a budget really affects the overall quality. I think it's more the intent. But I would say with a higher budget, you can usually afford people that value their output quite highly. So you can usually get better idea people working on a project.
Yeah, I do second that opinion, actually.
Yeah, that's a good point because Tony, do you have anything to say?
I believe budget doesn't dictate anything. It only dictates like your special effects or how good your movie looks, but not what it is. I think what dictates that is your creative team behind it. Because if you're paying someone good money, it's because they can make magic work happen with little bit of money. So yeah, I believe it's the talent behind the work, not the money.
So, like, thinking about it again, it was like I was comparing like two animes, like for example, like something like Kill la Kill. Kill la Kill didn't have a specifically high budget, but it's still very entertaining to the point where it's like, if someone cares enough and are willing to put in hard work, regardless of what they're getting paid, even though it may not be the highest or the lowest, like, it's still gonna be a solid product. I think hard work can show a lot more than just money. And then there are instances where there's a lot of passion and hard work going into a specific anime and a high budget, like Gundam Unicorn, where it's just like, in my opinion, sorry Tony for talking on my rump, but yeah, it's just like building up for the fans and just kind of putting that whole like closure on it. I don't know if it's closure. From what I saw, it looked like closure. It's just like the fans get what they want, and it's all wrapped together in this well animated package and everything. And it's just even like Gurren Lagann as well. Like they freaking had a not the highest budget, but towards the end, the action went to such a peak that not many animes can even reach. So yeah.
Yeah, like I think ultimately money just affects the overall production value, which to me doesn't really much matter when we're talking like overall quality of something.
Yeah.
Like I'd much rather see like a very poorly executed brilliant idea than just a real shit idea executed brilliantly.
Yep. I mean,
sorry.
No. I was just going to chime in real quick and say, isn't that the reason why a lot of 90s anime are still really watchable today, even though they don't have the best animation quality?
Mhm.
Yeah, like, I think you can definitely see. Like, I think you have one or two things when they're talking about like a shoestring budget. You either get like something that's just un god awful, just can't watch it because it's just done so poorly.
Yeah, and
However, you also get like these absolute brilliant gems that are just excellent, like the absolute peak of brilliance.
like you can tell when it's just such a mechanical process where it's like we got the money for the season, let's just animate something. And that kind of ties into the term I used to say a lot, waifu generators. And for your context audience, a waifu generator, think of an anime with a whole bunch of girls, it could be dudes too, and it's just fan serviceable. And it's kind of like the idol industry. They try to sell off these characters to make them lovable and everything, so you buy merchandise from. And depending on how popular the source material is, or how much potential they see in the charm of these characters, that's where the budget will go. Like, for example, Sword Art Online in certain parts would be considered a waifu generator because you got your Asunas, got your Shinons, you got your Lolly Girl, another one, and it's just like, yeah, you want to buy figures, all right? All right, maybe we won't shell out the most groundbreaking story, and we'll just do it at the basic level. We'll just use our money to execute, like what Eric said, a normally mediocre idea very well with our high animation budget. And there you go. You're loving the characters. People are still buying Asuna figures to this day, and it's still very profitable. And the movie's coming out. So that's why I notice when I see a lot of these animes where it's just like they're so cliche. One guy, 7 girls, he gets to pick one, and they're animated so beautifully. And then you see nothing but figures come out after the season ends. And then you're like, what the hell? And meanwhile, your favorite anime, like, imagine like Berserk or JoJo comes out with like One Piece animation. And
Terrible.
yeah, they just rely on
Well, Berserk with One Piece animation would be better than Berserk as CGI, which is what they're doing for the new series coming out.
But yeah, and it depends too. Not even just for waifu generators, but for something like One Punch Man. One Punch Man was extremely popular before it even hit the anime, and that pressured them for more people to care, especially the animation studio themselves, where they're like, all right, let's put some work into this, guys. We can't let this fail. So it makes me wonder why something like One Piece is so horribly animated. Maybe because there's, well, I don't know, Warren, 700, 900 episodes.
Oh, I mean, a lot of it is honestly merchandising, and you know, I'm gonna go on the record right now and say that I do watch Digibro and I watch his videos on like, you know, how he perceives the anime industry, and I agree with a lot of what he says because it makes a lot of fiscal sense. A majority of animation doesn't actually make the money; that you actually lose money making animation, so you're making back most of that money when you sell the figures and stuff. One Piece can afford to have crap animation because it's selling books like hotcakes, it's selling figures like hotcakes, it's selling games like hotcakes. There's like no reason for them to put extra effort in the animation unless they start losing that fiscal success that it is.
Thanks, Dragon Ball Super.
And that's exactly why Dragon Ball Super exists. It's pretty much anime in this day and age is more so an advertisement than a way to truly express yourself. I mean, you get random gems here and there, like Erased, for example. Like,
oh yeah, we'll talk
Erased.
about that later.
And like, you know, of course, Kill la Kill, Gurren Lagann, Samurai Champloo, like all these gems that come out every blue moon, but like they're few and far in between, simply because the anime doesn't make enough money to sustain the people that are actually making it. And I mean, that's one of the big reasons why Madhouse ends up doing stuff like Stride now instead of doing their own cool stuff like, you know, Redline like they used to do.
Yeah, and it sucks because I remember we were watching something about Redline. The guy put Redline put the almost bankruptcy, the studio in almost bankruptcy. They lost a lot of money, but the guy was like, he walked out proudly. Hey, I don't give a flying whatever. I did something I wanted to do, and it was fun, and it shows in the film. Like, and it sucks, man. It really does. Unless we get people like more people who just like, I just want to animate just to animate and just release those things, but they got bills to pay, so you can't really whatever. These things cost money. So yeah,
It's
that's
kind of why I hope that like independent animation studios soon become a thing. And even if it has to be Patreon funded or something, like I would like to see something like that in the future. And I mean, they are springing up here and there, but they're just not big enough where they can do full episodes and stuff. I mean, we've seen that in Ruby and what Rooster Teeth has done. We've seen it in a couple of French animation studios where we see these really cool, like, promos that they do, but they're not full episodes. It's more like trailers. But yeah, I definitely like to see a lot more of that because they're not constrained so much by the money. At least I'd hope they're not constrained by the money. Maybe they are.
oh yeah.
Well, yeah, like I imagine in order to pay for all the animation, unless you're just doing it out of your pocket, which if you want to, that's cool.
Mhm.
But unfortunately, looking at that business aspect of media, where you actually need like X amount of dollars in order to pay X amount of people to do whatever you want,
Mhm.
and that's where everything I think just goes right down. Oh, it's a toilet.
Yeah.
Because like when you have that money involved, people that are investing the money kind of have a little bit more control
Yeah.
because
Yeah.
they're investing their money and they want to try to ensure that they get their money back and then a little bit more.
Oh
Yeah.
yeah, man. Like the same thing for video games as well. Like the investors like regardless or not the creator has their own studio at their whim, like the investors, the shareholders, they have such a big word on it sometimes. It's ridiculous. I remember like Nintendo had a few instances of that where it's just they overrode what Nintendo wanted to do for some of their games and everything. It's like we own for the shares. What, you guys are so financially stable you can do it on your own now or whatever? And it's like, yeah, back when the Wii U was in its super failing stages, which it kind of still is.
Perpetually.
But yeah,
Um, uh, I'm sorry, Warren, you were going to say?
no, go finish. Kill
No,
it.
I was just gonna say like a couple other examples, at least that are notable to me. I remember Ryan mentioning this once, but like a personal example for me is like the Rona Project, and when they got an investor and what they had to do to pay the guy back, like after they had released the book. I remember him mentioning that in a video, like, but I think the really prominent example to look at would be Ink Blazers. Like they tried to do something really interesting and good for the community, and because they were investor backed and investor interest was taking over, it lost the ability to do what it set out to do and eventually shut down. And that's why like I know it's not possible because people want to be compensated for the work they do, but I kind of wish that somehow somewhere some guy or girl comes up with the idea to just do animation for the sake of doing animation and comes up with this awesome animation. And you know what? If they do, I would gladly throw money at them whether or not they asked for it or not. And I think that's what we kind of need to get more creativity back into this whole entire industry and make budget not matter again, because honestly, budget is only there to help sales and other aspects of the merchandise, and that sucks.
Yeah,
Well,
definitely.
I think that movement has already happened with Urbans, I believe it's called.
Urbance is
The
a good one too. Yeah.
Yeah, it's a Kickstarter project, and when I saw the demo video of it that they made a Kickstarter for, it was something interesting. It had a voice, it had a story, it had something unique in there, and a lot of people may just like it for the graphics. I really like it for the sci-fi story that they're trying to tell.
Yeah.
And yeah, I think that movement is happening, just slowly.
Yeah,
Yeah, but
it's
I mean, like,
definitely. Like there's Wolf Smoke Studios who did the Kung Fu Cooking Girls. It's a whole bunch of YouTubers who are just animating out there. Like Alvin Earthworm who did the Super Smash Bros. Z stuff. He just recently launched his Patreon and got his episode 1 out. So they're slowly out there, and it's just up to people if they want to support them. If they want good animation where they're not just after the money. They're just animating just to animate. And animating's fun. It's just time consuming, and that's how it is. Like even comparing in fighting games. Oh, I'm gonna use a fighting game example every podcast. Like Skullgirls set a new trend for fighting games since freaking Street Fighter 3 or whatever, because it's just like we're doing our thing. We're fans who love fighting games, and we're gonna make a great fighting game. And like crowdfunded and everything, and they're setting new trends for even Street Fighter follows now for lobby making. They're freaking animations. They use hand drawn full illustrations for each of the sprites and everything, and it's just like put in so much work just for the passion of their craft. And that's how I want to live myself. That's what I try to live by. It's not all about the money. It's just money's just a very transparent thing. Sure, it can offer stability, security. A lot of people want that, and people are scared when they're not like secure or not knowing where they're gonna live or what they're gonna eat next month or whatever. And that's fine, but it's just people have imaginations, and I just hate it when they just let it go to waste over some idea of this monetary system we're living in now, made by people no smarter than you or I.
Yeah, I think that's ultimately what would kind of need to happen. You need to make your product out first and then collect the money on it, which that's just not how business really works whatsoever. So you're going to have to basically just self-finance.
Oh, yeah.
And just kind of hope that either you're going to get enough satisfaction where the cost was definitely worth it, or...
Definitely.
Oh, sorry. Just looking out the window. It's a very cool sunset.
I can
Oh,
run.
wait. Eric, did we actually get what time of day is your favorite? Because I know mornings is not your thing, but did you actually say?
Actually, I don't think I did.
Oh,
But
he
it's
said
definitely-
20 after 4, but that was a joke, so.
I think it was more commentary, but definitely night. I sort of like between,
anything more
sunset and
specific?
sunset. Sunrise and sunset, usually like around like 2 o'clock
Sunrise.
in the morning.
If the light isn't up, it's good for me. All right.
I do not like that fiery orb that invades my sky. I want to shoot it down and bury it underneath 8th Street Station.
Eric is a creature of the night, and trying to segue as smoothly as I can to the next topic for the sake of trying to keep this under an hour, because I just love Ahmed as a friend like that.
Thank you.
All right, creature of the night, Batman, badasses, guys. Move on. All right, badass character creation.
Yo, jumping the shark, like hardcore.
What do you guys think goes behind the makings of a badass character? You can say an example. Give me some supporting details. All right, you don't have to. This isn't high school, but let's try to get a stimulating conversation going.
This is tough because
I know.
I don't exactly know.
Just say random guys. Just say random guys. It's fine. So real quick, context. I'm sorry, Eric. I just need to explain for the audience. 1 second. Shut up! This is my moment. Oh God. So the last podcast, I pulled out a definition out of my ass with the term badasses, and I don't know. I feel the word cool is a more subjective word than badass. Badass feels more objective to me. That's why I said if you show something quote unquote badass to someone, they should be able to appreciate the fact that it can be badass too. If someone walks in the room who's supposedly badass and 2 people go gasp and the rest of everyone laughs, I don't consider them badass. If everyone has a mutual understanding, this guy is relatively badass, then I believe he's badass. All right, Eric, take it away. Kill that.
Ron Swanson from Parks and Recreation.
All right.
And I think what makes him a badass is more the situation around him. He's, for anyone who's not familiar with him, he's a libertarian working in the government in the Parks and Recreation department. And he's basically every stereotypical male attribute in a single character. There was one arc where his first ex-wife came into town. So he immediately just goes into his office or like into like a little hallway in the building, grabs a bug out bag and just heads into the woods for like a good 3 months just to avoid her.
Oh my god.
I am not familiar with the show, but you make me want to watch it.
But yeah, you see a moment of like Nick Offerman, and I think a lot of Nick Offerman's work is, I think he's a good character actor with badasses. But just like one image of him, and it's just very clear. But I think it also kind of relates to the situation itself. Because if Ron Swanson was in, like, let's say, I'm just gonna look on my shelf. Let's go with the Death of Superman, where Superman's battling an apocalypse. And like it's everything. Like he was in the middle of that, he would die like in 2 seconds, like a pansy. However, since like the story around him is, I guess, less like grandiose, it kind of allows his less grandioseness to really stand out as grandiose. If that makes any sense whatsoever.
It kind of does. As an example, maybe Warren and Tony can pull one out to kind of support Eric's point. But Slice of Life, are there any badasses in Slice of Life series that you've watched? Because
I'm trying to remember the name. Just 2 seconds.
Eric's got one too. Whew.
Slices of life. Jesus.
I mean, because theoretically, if you can find a badass in a Slice of Life, you can find a badass anywhere, and that is very in line with Eric's situational comment.
Oh no! By the way, Tyga from Toradora.
Tyga from Toradora. I do agree. I
That's
do
a
agree.
good one. But was making me thinking, like, she does that, but she's a very vulnerable character at times. Is she still badass?
Well, I mean, you can be emotionally badass, right? Well, I mean, technically,
because, like, she has like self-conscious issues and everything, and she hides it by that. It's like saying Cloud is badass, but Cloud is a freaking pansy because Ares died, and he hides it behind his giant sword for overcompensation. Man, fuck Smash Brothers, man. Broken ass nigga. If you use Cloud in Smash Bros, hashtag I failed. And I'll gladly.
Yo, and all of a sudden Warren's anger and wrath was kindled against.
Like, woo!
Oh man, bad memories.
No, but yeah, Toradora, yeah. Tyga, yeah.
Like, I don't think you necessarily need to have like a lack of emotions or like a showcase of a lack of emotions to really be a badass. It's just kind of what you do. Really makes it more so than how you feel.
That's a good one.
What you do, yeah.
Like I think it's more related to actions and attitude, like external attitude than internal thoughts. And
if we're going like that, the Mom and Wolf Children is badass.
Yes. I would 100%.
I'm gonna lay that on the ground right now.
Drop it like you drop mixtapes.
And yeah, Tony, I'll throw you a bone too. The little boy who played the rabbit in Summer Wars, from what I remember, he was okay.
Wait, King Cosmo?
The kid who played him, he was. I don't remember.
That wasn't much of a bone you threw, Tony. It was like a splinter of a bone.
You want a wishbone, kid?
I mean, but like, okay, Samurai Champloo, we can all agree that Jin and Mugen, right?
Yeah, Jin and Mugen, and man, and the way they balance that show out. Kamina, I mean, even though he died like a.
Yeah, but like, what I'm kind of interested in is what's the common thread between these characters we're mentioning? I mean,
yeah,
okay.
We can list them down all day, but what makes them badass? Let's try to come up with some supporting details. Like, for Tyga, anyways, yeah, like she's badass because the way she's feared by people in that fight in episode 13. That's as far as I watched it, so you guys can call me out. I think she's pretty bad. She can scrap anybody down. Freaking Mugen and Jin, freaking sword fighters taking down dogs of the shogunate. One is not a freaking your run-of-the-mill samurai, and he's using breakdancing to beat people. And Jin is so calm and collected collected most of the time. Then he just freaking just takes everyone out with ease and grace, and it's like, I'm gonna throw one in. Yeah, what? Go ahead.
I think one of the similarities between all that is just, I think a badass character when they're presented with a situation that is very, very easy to run away,
Yeah.
they fight.
Yeah.
I think that's my basic definition. I'm sure there's probably a bit more, but
And I think that works really, really well. I mean, just take Kamina. I always go back to Kamina because in case anyone doesn't know, Gurren Lagann is my favorite anime of all time. But like Kamina, in and of himself, everything he stood for, from the moment you beat him, he's just fighting the system. He's always fighting the system. He's trying to inspire others to fight the system because he believes there's something better out there. He's the guy who's the voice that no one wants to hear but needs to hear, type of thing. And he's not afraid to be that person. And I think that, in my mind, is what made him a badass for me. And I mean, it's the same exact thing for Jin and Mugen. They all have their own values and beliefs that they fight for, and they do it openly. It's kind of like an inspiration. So maybe like inspirational people are the people we consider badasses.
Yeah, I mean, like exactly like what Eric put, something that we're afraid to go, something that we would consider impossible going up alone. Like it's definitely, yeah, that's definitely when I see someone who inspires you, who just outright impresses you. Oh, with such dedication and everything. Yeah. And the mom in Wolf Children, the way she raised those kids, like, and learned to farm and everything, and just,
I mean, like, even going back to the Toradora example, like Taiga, like, I was really impressed by how she handled, like, her social life in general. Like, at least when you first get introduced to her, she just seems like she doesn't care, and she's always her own person. Of course, that changes as you get more into her character, but I think that's what solidified her badass status for me during the entire experience.
Yeah. Okay, that being said, what do you guys think, which character... I'm going to bring up Kill la Kill. Which character do you think is more badass then? Mako or Ryuko? Because I say this because of this. Like, Mako stuck through with Ryuko the whole time. And, like, going through all of this stuff, her 2-star uniform, getting kidnapped by, like, one of those Reeboks clothing, and, like, just fighting in the end and sticking with her friend the whole time, or Ryuko, who just rose up and tried to solve the who killed her dad and everything, and it's just like, I'm trying to think now, like, if I was in Mako's shoes, I would not be doing that.
Yeah, also,
that's an awesome question. I have to admit, that was an awesome question.
Help her, so she's not alone the whole time, like and everything. She like has like a constant support, like, and Mako choosing to support her without any backing. She's just an average girl, and to the point, that's what got me curious. So yeah, what do you guys think? Have at it, boys.
Eric, did you want to say something first?
I feel like it's also proven that Mako, when she has to fight, really can fight. Yeah. Except, especially, what was that orc? When she was running, what was the club?
The Fight Club. Oh yeah.
Freaking Fight Club. She was running the Fight Club.
in Hanaji Academy. And like the other one where she was sitting on a bench next to all the fallen Elite Four, and she's just yucking it up. Yeah. And sitting on Gamagori's lap and everything, and making fun of Non and Sanageyama with his dick hanging out. It's just like,
and they all like got used to it really, really quickly too, which is hilarious.
And I am sorry, Satsuki fans. I'm so sorry to cut you off on it. I'm sorry, Satsuki fans. I didn't put Satsuki in there. I just think Satsuki is weak compared to those two characters. If you have a problem with that, hashtag.
No, what's funny about what you just said, Warren, and the two characters you talked about, I never considered Ryuko, Mako, or Satsuki to be badasses by any stretch. Maybe Komi is generic, but Saruyama was the badass for me in Kill la Kill. Particularly his arc when he...
Yo, that's a good... Yo, this is why I brought up this... I want to backpedal so hard. Man,
Saruyama losing his eyes was it was like the best moment for me in Kill la Kill. That's what got me invested. Like I was enjoying it, but then when Sarayama was like, "Seal my eyes," I'm just like, "Yo."
Yo,
Okay,
when he
done.
walked away from Satsuki when she's like, "Would you like to have some tea?" He's like, "Nah, bro." Put on his headband, freaking walked away, and you get the freaking tapestry of watercolor of him walking away with his Ninja Turtle headband. Yo, Gamagori too.
Yeah.
Shit. Like,
I don't consider Kamigori badass, but that's just me.
I get that.
Yeah, he is pretty funny most of the time though.
He's more of a subordinate type.
Yeah.
Doesn't
And
wanna-
it's pretty easy to throw a punch when you're like, 3 students tall.
Not even a whole classroom large. I remember that first episode.
Just to go back to the conversation we're having beforehand, or the definition you gave beforehand, that I think a badass she'll be able to walk into a room and everyone should be quiet. Everyone is on edge. And Gamagori is like he's too much like a bro, man. He's like a best friend. So you're too comfortable around him for him to
Yeah,
be
I think
considered badass.
When
people
you
out
get to know him.
here.
In my opinion, in my personal opinion.
No, this is why we have a podcast. And yeah, go on, Eric. I'm so sorry, guys.
It's okay.
It's all
okay.
good. Sorry for my stepping you
It's
guys'
going
toes.
No problem.
At some point, I'll learn how to speak.
We'll all learn.
But
Well, yo,
I think when people are afraid of him, intimidated by him, I think it's more to the actual size,
Yeah.
and his reputation. That's just my opinion.
The fact that he was gonna take his own life too.
Mm.
Well, I disagree with that, and I'm gonna personally disagree with that because I think the fact that he's a 3-star student is why everyone's scared of him.
That's also a fair point. Not many 3 stars exist. Yeah, I still stand by my Sarayama. I think Sarayama is hands down.
No,
the character
Sonic
that's funny.
Ayama was like he's
Sonic Ayama. Did I say Sarayama? Sonic Ayama. Woo!
Sonic Ayama. He gives me that Rock Lee vibe.
Yeah,
Ro-
dude.
Rock Lee I consider badass. Like the hard-working man going against this bullshit anime land with ninjas and chakras and shit. It's like, man, you guys stupid as fuck with your jutsus. Let me open the gate real quick.
5 gates, 6 gates. We didn't see him go 8 gates. We saw a guy go 8 gates.
And you
Man,
don't see Rock Lee's son do crap in the movie, so
another disappointment.
if you like Boruto the movie, hashtag I disagree a lot with Barrage.
Links in the description below after this video.
But yeah, it's really getting me going. Like, sure, like yeah, with Gamagori and everything, he walks in the room in episode 1 and everyone goes silent. But after that, it's like, are you really badass or is it just appearance? You haven't really done anything yet. You haven't really inspired me.
Yeah.
Wait.
What's interesting-
Did Eric actually finish the conversation,
Let's
or did we just skip them?
What?
Did you finish what you wanted to say?
Oh, yeah. Yeah. I'll chime in here and there.
All right.
I just wanted to say that like Tony's description of a badass actually doesn't really work with what everyone kind of said before that, and I find it interesting because, well, at least the inspiration aspect, I should say, because most of the characters I mentioned that were inspirations, they didn't make a room go quiet when they walked in. I mean, Kamina didn't make a room go quiet, that's for sure. He was actually beat down more times than not for his ideology and beliefs.
No. When Kamina spoke, everyone shut the fuck up.
That was, I don't know if that was actually them like staying quiet or if that was just to dramatize his speech, though.
Yeah,
Oh,
this
man,
is a
you
good
just broke my computer, man. Shit.
Like, even, I remember when Kamina first met Vero. Vero had the hardest man boner on for Kamina. I know it. He's like, man, I want to fight that ape again. Wait, he's dead. Oh, you're the little ape. I guess we'll sell for you then. Then he eventually joins them.
Oh my gosh, yes.
But yeah, it's like, wow, there's so many examples. Like,
Oh, here's a good one.
even Orin in FF10, like,
Orin, yes.
he walks in, yo, This man fought Sin 10 years ago. Oh, sorry, Final Fantasy 10 spoilers. Cover your ears, kids. Anyways, yo, this man come in, fought Sin 10 years ago. Plot twist, I was dead the whole time. Suck my dick. The whole time he's like making you to backpedal. Oh, I feel this is my way that I need to rectify my actions. You gonna shut the hell up and get some sleep. All right, Orin. I love him so much.
We all know Oren's daughter is actually a product of Yuna and Oren. Like we should just accept the truth.
No, I'm just gonna say that Lulu felt like cheating on Waka one night, so she erected Orin from the grave. Erected, haha, got that. Oh, anyway, and they had sex, and then Pain is their child in X2. That's what I believe.
I wasn't talking about Pain, bro. I was talking about that new chick.
No, not the other one. Pain is their daughter. This other bitch. You see Pain? She has Lulu's red eyes. She has a sword like Orin. And she's just so monotone, badass. Like, done already? Like, yo! I'm done. Someone give me another example.
Yo, so monotone makes people badass?
Hey, to be honest, I think we should skip. We could keep on with a different conversation.
Okay, what was the last we got?
Oh, Eric did have something he wanted to talk about.
Yeah, Eric, hit us with the new
If Eric remembers, Eric.
Do I remember? I think I might remember.
Wait, I told this before.
The story one, right? Like...
Oh yeah. Just kind of dicking around.
No.
And speaking of dicking around, short story short, I was walking down MLK in Camden at around 11:30 at night or so.
It sounds like a long story.
I was thinking, what is a story? Like, what elements, what features, what definitions can we have to make a story a story? Oh. And then it just kind of popped in my head. I think a story is what you leave out.
Wow. That's interesting. Can you explain that a little bit?
Well, for example, in the story I just said, if you want to call that a story, I thought it was rubbish. I kind of left out, quite a lot of things that actually happened. I think when you don't leave out things, that's when it comes to life. And I think the mere act of editing things is what makes a story, versus the alternative, which would be life.
That's interesting.
My head is blown.
That's really interesting. What you leave out is what makes a story, and that does make sense. I mean, because if we like in Gurren Lagann, watch Kamina go to the bathroom, wake up in the morning, brush his teeth, and it happened every single episode, yeah, that wouldn't be something that you'd wanna, I guess, be entertained with anymore.
I don't even know if entertainment should be like a reason what makes a story a story. Stories back then were just from what I remember in history class, was inspire, to give people hope. But I don't know.
And also, speaking of the word history, if you don't mind, just a slight factoid. History comes from the Greek historia, which, I want to look this up just that way I can have it precise.
Yeah.
But I just remember Greek historia. Because story has the origin from the Anglo-Norman French histori, which comes from the Latin historia. So the root for story and history is the same word in Greek and Latin. It's a random factoid.
The more you know, kids.
Yeah.
I've always viewed history as just one giant, really large-ass story. They can chop parts out, just make it a little more, interesting, more specified.
That's what it is, right? I mean, the Bible, I'm going to step on some controversial territory, but it's fine. It's all a story, right? Something you read, and it's just the gaps in it are what kind of it gives you room to wonder and really be immersed in it. And yeah, it's definitely is something. I don't even know how to define it.
Yeah, no, I'm just super stuck on that. Like
Like
I
what?
think
A
I'm
toad? Yeah.
no, I'm just stuck on what Eric said. Like it's what you leave out because I actually like subconsciously think I knew that. But it's just like when somebody says it, I can't respond to it because holy crap. This is good.
Yeah, like
Way to go, Eric. You broke me.
Woohoo! It's taken how many years now?
About 9 or 10.
It's-
It's okay.
And it's finally happened.
yo, that is funny because if you say like a sentence, girl walks into a room, and you tell that to 10,000 people, 10,000 people are gonna see that differently.
Yeah,
And-
but they're going to be engaged because they want to know what happens next.
They're just wondering what the girl looks like, what the room is like.
Like, is it your bedroom? Is she naked?
Is
it, like,
she
you know,
walking
after
in-
midnight?
Is she walking into the gates of hell? We don't know. Girl walks into a room. It could be anything. You know, that's your activity for today, kids, all right? Those of you listening, I want you to draw or write down what girl walks into a room is to you, and then hashtag it to Barrage.
Oh my gosh. Oh, these barrage plugs. They're great.
But yeah, it's man, like that's what I like. You can break down a story, and people try to do these untold these rules, these guidelines to make a great story. But it's like stories have so much power and so much versatility to them. It's just like we barely touched a single percentage of what a story can be. I'm gonna stick to that. It's just like people are like, oh, there's nothing original. Yeah, because you guys keep writing about the same old bull crap. Guy falls in love. Guy wants revenge. Girl falls in love. Girl wants revenge.
Which, if you want to go back to an early conversation, I think that has more to do with budget, because those stories are kind of proven to at least
Oh, hit him with the
make
back
their money
tail,
back.
Eric. Get in that
What?
time machine.
Keep going, Eric.
Actually, that's pretty much it. Just
Okay.
another action against how things are done.
I actually do have a question off of that now that my mind has kind of reorganized itself. So you said what you leave out, because if you told every detail in a story, then it would be life. But what about slice of life series in general? What do they do different to kind of differentiate themselves from life?
Same thing. They don't tell you the whole story.
Yeah, and also like yeah, like it is still not the whole story. It's also real life. I don't have a tiger in my life, so that would be fucking awesome.
Yeah.
Totally make a ramen every day. And like I think that's another thing. Like when you remove, you can also add some other fantastical elements to kind of make it more of a non-fiction story. So I think like for example, I'm just going to remove the laws of physics from this universe, my little story. What should I add back in there? Like trying to examine that kind of stuff.
You know what that reminds me of? It reminds me of No Game No Life. Yo, that game with Jabrio.
Oh, don't get me started.
Oh
That
yeah,
was Bob.
Destroyed the universe.
destroyed,
Air. And they kiss. Oh my god, that's freaking serious, man.
destroyed Coulom's force. Destroyed the
And that's the thing too. Because people feel like, oh, you have to have this. You have to have this. Why? Because it'll be realistic. And I'm just like, if you leave that out and just be like, all right, they're not people. They're actually deer people from the sun. Oh wait.
That actually sounds pretty cool. I'm going to steal that idea.
Like,
Stop writing about it.
I was gonna make a Corrin joke with deers, but fuck Corrin. Anyway, it's just like people limit themselves, and like we've all been a part of this, where we make a story and people are like, "That's not realistic. How do you plan on explaining that in the final act or the resolution or whatever?" And it's like, who fucking cares? You're interested, right? You want to see how deer number 1 and deer number 2 live on the sun. Hey, it's kind of hot here, but yeah, man. Like.
Is it
And they're
hot or
God
just
Bambi.
me?
Like, play around with it. Like, Like, what you leave out? You don't even have to explain why they're on their sun. It just let it happen because this is your reality. You created a new dimension that can be changed in the minds of many who hear the story after that. And you have power. You have ultimate power. And if you choose to try to put those realistic elements back to appease the people who are so narrow-minded, like you. Like,
I think you're just watering down the story at that point, and you're just not going to have a real good. You're just going to have something bland.
Yeah, people are like, a great story is something that's realistic that I can somewhat relate to. I'm like, what if you can make the unrelatable still interesting? And that's what people fail to realize. You can do that. Nothing is impossible.
That is interesting because I do feel that if you're making the unrelatable interesting, you are making the unrelatable relatable, and that's going back to Gurren Lagann's Do the Impossible. Like, I'm done.
No, hit him with.
Now, rah and fight the power.
Yeah, literally.
I was gonna say another thing is that the human mind, every person thinks differently. Some people think logically, some people think of color, some people think images. And story writing is the same thing. If someone writes a story the same way all the time, you're missing out on the other group of people that don't think that way. And yeah, that's what I want to say.
And it all ties in to the first topic in the realm of financial and monetary gain. People try to make stories that are marketable, that everyone can be relatively interested in, so you can make more money at the end of the day. But it's just like, if you just do a story for yourself and just whatever, share it, keep it to yourself, whatever, it's just like, imagine the possibilities. Imagine what kind of story you can make if you're not limited or just like, oh, there's an extra gain to making the story. No, just let the gain be that the fact you love the act of storytelling in its own right. And it's unrealistic, yes. Once again, like I said before, people have bills. People are afraid to waste their time when they could be making money using that time elsewhere. But it's just like, take 30 minutes, write a shit fest. Take like anything. Deers on the moon, deers on the sun.
Deers on the moon and the sun, and there's like a bridge that connects them.
Like,
I know the bridge, Uranus.
there you go. And like, it doesn't necessarily. Don't write it just, oh, I'm gonna be so popular on DeviantArt. I'm gonna have a whole bunch of deer fans on. Just write it because I like that story.
No. Yo, I still think Cloud is more broken than fucking Corrin, man.
Are we really going back to that?
No, that counter is bullshit. That shit eats anything Cloud has. but yeah, that was a very wow. Thank you, Eric. Shit. Who needs drugs when you can have beautiful conversations with friends like these? Am I right? If you want friends like these, please join the Barrage Crew group on Facebook. There's surely a link down in the description.
Or will be in the next 2 hours.
Yeah, or 4 days.
Whichever happens first.
So yeah, like, does anyone have anything else to say? I'm just kind of like, man.
Nah, I'm just hashtag like no filter right now.
Hashtag no. So man, oh my god, I can't have silence, guys. Somebody.
No, I think we're top like that. We went all over the place today. So
I thought Eric had like a lot of stuff to say, man.
Yeah, hit him with that more stuff to say.
I think the bridge on your wrist could like also have like like little things that kind of look like warts, and like they also go with like different like Uranuses like across the planet. Yes, the planet. Because it's all on one planet.
I was gonna say. I was my bad, Eric. I was gonna say that in stories, to be honest, the thing I enjoy more is what they leave out. Like I'm watching something Hell of Ash, and
Grimgar.
Yeah, Grimgar, something Ash,
And the fact that these kids are in this world and they don't care to explain it, and
they simply don't care to explain how, why, or where, and I love that about the story. So yeah, definitely.
Yeah, like I also think like things like that also add very interesting questions that you try to actually go and just reread, rewatch, continuously try to answer. Like,
Yes.
what the hell was in the briefcase in Pulp Fiction?
Oh, and it's like I talked about this with you guys a whole bunch of like Naruto. Naruto blitzed everybody and tried to explain everything at the end, and I don't want to read it now because I know basically everything why everything spins. Compared to Samurai Champloo, where they all just like, we're done. All right, let's split up. I want to know what you guys are gonna do next. Are you gonna go back with the brothel Jin? Are you gonna get married with the ninja Mugen? Fu, are you gonna become a stripper? I don't care. But what are you guys gonna do? Like, yo, freaking Gurren Lagann, like, y'all niggas gonna, oh, wow, I said, woo, oh, you guys are gonna be my man Simone helping kids open coconuts while you guys battle.
Hey, what happened to Kimmy and Dari?
Yeah, what are they gonna do? Are they having sex in Gurren Lagann right now?
Yo,
Like,
that cockpit was literally like violent.
Who's actually driving it? The girl or the guy?
Or both.
And it's just like, that stuff keeps me engaged. Like, so what if you'll never know who protagonist A ends up with in the end? It doesn't matter. You can write fan fiction. It's like, guys, it's just like, so yeah, it's the stories that leave out a lot more things are more engaging. You tend to go back for it more, and it's just more interesting. Like,
Yo, to be completely honest with Naruto, when they explain how they got the powers, some Luffy stuff, I that was a killer for me, man. I did not want to know how you guys got these magical powers for these magical ninjas. That was information you really did not need to know, and I think it hurt more the series than actually helped it, to be honest.
and I apologize for any One Piece fans. You know, I'm pretty ignorant about this series myself. I've seen a bit of it, but feel free to make me backpedal. # backpedal to Barrage. Anyway, all my One Piece hardcore fans, for the most part, most of them, they're in it. They're in it regardless of what people say about the art, whatever, because there's so many mysteries in One Piece. One Piece, for example. Imagine you follow this series for what Oda says, 1,200 chapters, and they open the chest, fade to black. Like, everybody's gonna be buying volumes. I'll buy volumes to try to speculate and reread everything. Yo, you know, Luffy tipped his hat to the left. That means it's something dealing with the left-hand side. Left-hand side. West. What's west? And Oda's rolling in money.
Watch it be Chopper's mom.
Yo, stop! Was next Clover?
That's a reference, everyone. 2016.
So it's just like every time I hear hardcore One Piece fans talking about, they don't talk about how great a fight was. They are constantly talking about the mysteries, and they have these in-depth college-level discussions about fucking One Piece, and it's nuts. Freaking, like, even in Looney Tunes, like, what if Wile E. Coyote caught the freaking Roadrunner? What then?
Series is over.
Wait, what?
Series finale.
Series finale.
You did?
Yeah, at least in my mind.
There goes my childhood.
Yeah, it was pretty gruesome. Like when his jaw like unhinged and like he bit the whole thing at once, and there was like blood dripping down. It was pretty gruesome.
Wait, is this canon?
Chuck Jones really knows how to animate.
When Michael Jordan comes in, buy my shoes. Oh God.
Yo. Everyone lost a friend that day.
Everybody.
And on that note, it is 8:16. We've officially been out live for around an hour, so I think we're gonna call it quits here. We don't.
I have a question for everyone before we leave.
Hit him with that question.
The Gundam Pilot and Gundam Thunderbolt. Do you guys consider him badass?
I haven't seen Thunderbolt.
The one who got his ass yacht fucking killed. The one who got killed.
No, the Gundam pilot.
Oh, the main guy. I don't know. I just hear so much about the one who got killed.
No one has seen it. Well, that would have been a really interesting conversation, but I guess no one wants to see Gundam Thunderbolts, so this is something we can have. Well, it's me.
Oh, how about next podcast? We'll save that on deck.
Next podcast, we will be all obligated to watch it. That is your homework. Ladies and gentlemen, it has been wonderful to be entertaining you tonight and my fellow cohorts in crime. It's been wonderful having a mind-breaking discussion about the following topics.
Yes.
As always, my name is Warren Thompson, aka New Cannon on D. Woo! And you can find me on Instagram at capital all caps XO_MB_EE zombie with an X and 2 E's. It's not that hard, kids. And follow me on the road to PDS on Facebook. If you don't, I don't really care. Next.
Yo, my name is Shingo Amito. You can find me on YouTube, DeviantArt, and Instagram as Shingo Amito. Just search me. And I also wanted to say real quick before I leave that we are probably going to be doing these podcasts on a bi-weekly schedule because we like taking a week break. So don't expect another one for 2 weeks.
Hit them with that.
Wait, 2 weeks?
Yeah.
What? You think we went in weekly for this one?
Yeah, bro. No, you're thinking 2 weeks, and then the third week we do the podcast. I'm saying including this week, 2 weeks.
Oh.
So next week we take a break. The week after we come back and we do the podcast.
I like how Tony relatively finished like the main thing, so people can see what it actually is in the end. By
Pretty
the
much.
end. Yo, that timing though. That timing though.
Yeah, I need 30 more minutes, man.
He was on his A game today. But Tony, I'm pretty sure you asked me this question before too, so I'm just gonna clarify again. Yes, every 2 weeks.
You just
how long is
put
it?
me on blast. All right, I get it.
All right, Eric, would you like to sign off? Then Tony, then I got to get some following words, and then we'll be out.
I'm Eric again, I think. The Philadelphia Police Department recently raided my place in Franklin's stop. So I have to relocate to the City Hall stop in Paco and Camden. So you can probably find me.
That's a good one, dude.
Largely because I just don't handle water around because that place is just sketchy as hell. If I'm not there, try 40th Street Station. Is that the line?
I don't know.
Just hop on the outline or hop on the blue line and you'll get there.
You can also find them on winube.deviantart.com.
Where was that?
It's on the internet, Eric.
Yo, my name is Antonio. You could probably find my stuff in the link down below. Is the Ever Forever one. Don't try to steal my email because I made so many emails of it. So have fun trying to, but don't do it. Yeah, that's pretty much it.
All right. Once again, we want to thank you all for enduring this horrible hour. And follow us at the following links. Be sure if you guys want more podcasts. Listen to another few guys I hear. Like there's Comics and Chill with our friend Cameron Knight and J Talk with a few writers we know. And we'll see you next time.
Yep.
Links will be below, maybe.
Yes.
And remember, Clover was killed first.
Warren, I'm sorry to add more to your final words, but I actually did want to ask for audience reference. I remember we were talking about budgets, and then we were talking about independent animation studios. Could you maybe sometime in your free time put some links down for people to check out below?
Yeah, we'll talk about it afterwards, and we'll hit them with it. We'll hit them with it.
Sounds good. All right, guys. Peace out.
Enjoy that link buffet.